We're going to the Congo. Now, in the 1500s, there was a kingdom called Congo, but that kingdom broke up. The river that ran through the kingdom of the Congo is also usually called the Congo, although this was a Bantu-speaking kingdom, and they used a different word for it. They called it Niger, and that's where you get the word Zaire from. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is on the south side of the Congo, it's the old Belgian Congo, used to call itself Zaire. It's the north side of the Congo that we're more interested in. That's the old French Congo. The Congo River itself is the second largest river in the world in terms of discharge of water into the ocean. Now, the reason that you get to that is largely because it is also the deepest river in the world. In some places it's like 700 feet deep. And the result is huge amounts of water can be discharged out into the ocean. Now, there is a point along the Congo where there is a large pool or lake. It's called Stanley's Pool, after Stanley and Livingston, you know, the Henry Morton Stanley, who was in this area at one time. But it's kind of like the Bodensee, or Lake Constance, if you will, on the Rhine River. It's a fat place in the river. And on the south bank of the river is the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Kinshasa. On the north side of the river is the capital of the Republic of the Congo, Brazzaville. Now, a lot of times when you see Congo written in a list of countries, after the word Congo, in parentheses, they'll have Brazzaville, so that you can tell that they're talking about the Republic of the Congo, the old French Congo, instead of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the old Belgian Congo. But Brazzaville is a rather strange name for an African city. The word itself is not from an African language. Instead, it is French. The town is actually named after Pierre de Brazza. Pierre de Brazza was probably the most important 19th century French explorer, but someone you may never have heard of. He's very similar in many ways to the British explorer Sir Richard Burton. He could pass himself off as a part of the indigenous population in many parts of Africa, just like Sir Richard Burton did. Now, he was the person that in the late 19th century made his way back through rivers into this part of the Congo area, in this part of the Congo basin. He took a very small group with him, only a handful of interpreters and soldiers. Mostly he went with textiles and trade trinkets. And he went in to talk to the king of the northern part of the Congo area. And he convinced the king that he wanted to put his kingdom under the protection of France. Now, at this time, a lot of the European countries were gobbling up parts of Africa, and the African king saw some advantage in getting the protection of France from the other European countries. Also, that would increase their trade and perhaps increase their influence in the area. Eventually, de Brazza becomes the French governor of this particular area of Africa. Now, there were problems when he became governor. There were reports getting back to France that the natives in this area were being treated too good. And he eventually was removed as governor and replaced by another one who was not so easy on the natives. In fact, there were complaints then that the natives were being severely exploited. And around 1900, Brazza was sent back in to the Congo in order to be able to do an investigation of the people that had been put in there to replace him. And it turns out that his report was extremely damning, but he never was able to present the report himself. One of his lieutenants had to do it, and the reason is because on the way back he died. Now, I'm not sure just exactly why he died, but it seems to be a malaria-related death. There is a memorial in Brazzaville to Pierre de Brazza. The locals just loved him. In fact, they loved him so much that when they went independent, they kept the name of the city Brazzaville.